Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to that podcast. Did you miss me? I kind of missed it. But then again, it's a little biased. I'm a little biased, you know. Yeah, I ain't gonna cut to it. If you liked it, share it. If you like something, support it. Plain and simple. Duh.
And now, the jury duty of the century will begin. It's not a trial, we're doing an audition for jury duty. Whoever's got the best dick gets to be on trial.
Didn't you go to...
Not a part of the trial, but on trial.
Weren't you, didn't you go to jury duty somewhat recently?
Yeah. It was all it did was make me fearful for the for the legal system. That's all jury duty did for me, was reaffirm how the idea of like, oh, I can trust my fellow peers to choose whether or not I did this crime or not. Yeah. I have no faith. It's just like, if you got a tattoo that's visible, you better have shown up in long sleeves to that court hearing, buddy, because you are about to get judged by every 80-year-old in this fucking room.
Dude, that's
you are getting convicted.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I already feel like I can't go anywhere without people just being like, "Oh man, that guy's
gonna do a crime."
I've got a pretty intense opinion about this guy.
That's funny.
But yeah, man, I can't imagine like what dealing with a jury of like, well, I can only assume like 50-year-old like just parents, you know,
maybe even
detached
like
adults.
75-year-olds. One of my favorite moments was the judge was like asked the room, because they were trying to pick people for, to actually get picked for jury duty. Initially, I was like, I was curious. I was like, never been on trial or anything, and had been a part of a trial. I was like, I'm gonna try hard. I'm gonna try to be on this trial. And so I was like trying to do all the like, oh, this is what they would want to hear questions. I wasn't even sort of given a second glance. But the people they were really interested in were the old people that were vocal and saying, I would ruin this trial. They really like those people for some reason. The old people that stand up and go, yeah, I actually heavily believe in judging people. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I've made a judgment about every single person in this room already.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, because you haven't spoken to any of them. So that's a nuts thing to do.
It just goes to show the loudest person in the room, unfortunately, sometimes ends up winning.
I know, yeah. It doesn't matter how reasonable you are. It's just like, if you say something that resonates with people fastest, like you win.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like The Mist, that old religious lady. Like, this is clearly for God. And they're like, that's a good point. Yeah, what she said.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Sorry, it's been like 3, maybe like 4, maybe 5. We were gone all summer. I have to apologize for that.
Teachers off for the summer, dude. We're teachers of metal.
Life happens. We're trying to, do our best here. And unfortunately, podcasting is not the most lucrative business. So
yeah, it's something we can only do when it's strictly for fun.
Yeah. But that being said, we're glad to be back right now.
I love the podcast.
Before we get back into some videos and some tunes, homie,
let's do a surprise drug test.
Surprise
drug
test.
Justin. I'm gonna go start sweating.
Yo, Abby, tell the people what's good. How you been?
Oh, just out here. Oh yeah, should we address the elephant in the room that our band broke up?
Oh yeah.
Of 10 years.
Sorry guys.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because he asked me what we were doing, I was like, well, band broke up. That was a big thing.
We've been drinking.
We've been drinking a lot. Yeah, it's one of those things where like one door closed, one door opens, but I'm still like, I'm stuck in the hallway right now. Of like, I'm not quite ready to let that door close. In a self-aware way, where like, I know I just need to mope right now and I'll get over it. But it's a sad thing, and it happened not abruptly, because for us it wasn't abruptly, but to the world it was abrupt.
Yeah.
And wish we could have done things differently, but I'm so thankful for what that band was and what it did, and it was sick as shit. I don't want to get too sentimental about it, just because it's like, we could spend an entire podcast talking about how fucking sick Fly was, and maybe we even could. Maybe we could have Rubby come over and we could fucking just reminisce for a podcast. That'd be sick. But I think, the best thing to do is grieve over it properly, and then just immediately start killing it in other shit.
Exactly.
Other fields of life.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I fucking The day that we announced that shit, man, I was at this bar, right? Dude, I don't know, like, and just that wave, that initial wave when you finally realized that it was public.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was when I got a message. I think it was from Benny Scholl, actually, funny enough, from Avoid.
What did he say?
He messaged me and just had said, like, yo, dude, like, so happy for what Fly was, and, like, going on tour with you guys was some of the most transformative years of my life, and I still to this day tell people that you were the guy that made vocals click for me. I was like, damn, you telling people that? Like, I don't think it's still happened yet. No, I'm kidding. No, it was like, that was the first one where it hit me of like, oh man, people are messaging me in memoriam, and that's what's making it real. Like before I was like, yeah, it's whatever, I'm done, I'm gonna move on to a thing. But then now that the world knows, they're messaging you all these like, oh dude, remember the time when this happened? Remember how sick this was? And I was like, yeah, I do remember how sick that was.
Yeah, man.
But they were it was happy tears, we affected so many people. So many people have our tattoos of our shit, dude. That's so sick. And it sucks. Like I know a couple of homies that got a tattoo like right before the band broke up, and I was like, that's really cool, man.
Well, respect, homie, because y'all were waiting forever and you still got tattoos.
Dude, for real, yeah. I think that's a sick thing of like a big reason why I'm not, destroyed by this band is because the legacy that Fly left is like. As it wasn't huge, but the people that was impacted was pretty large for how small we were, all things considered. Like, name a band that was our size that has that many followers that have tattoos, like people that view our music and connected with it to such a degree that like we could make a whole booklet of people that have our artwork on them, which is nuts.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I like to believe that we were trying to do something a little different than the stereotypical core genres.
Yeah, we clearly weren't in it for the clout or the money because we put out 2 EPs in our whole lifetime.
Yeah,
well, 3, but not with me.
Yeah, it's a bummer, man. I'm like, I am sad about it. I ain't gonna lie, but
no, lie, please. Lie for the audience.
I'm ecstatic for the future, Like just today, actually, a gentleman offered me a blunt, just a random guy.
Yo, a blunt? That's a big thing to offer. He made that.
Yeah, I stopped smoking, so I got pretty fucking stony baloneyed. But dude,
Did you know the guy? You just was like, you want a blunt?
No, he was a cool guy. We bonded because we had very similar tattoos, and we just shot the shit, but. I don't know. I just...
Sounds lit, dude. Smoking with a stranger?
Yeah.
Dude, I did that once at, when I was touring with Rest Repose and I was doing their merch. They opened for, Everlast.
Everlast? Isn't that like late 90s?
Yeah.
Like alternative rock
They've
band?
got that one song that Foo Fighters covered.
Oh.
Or no, wait, no, that's a different thing. I'm sorry, but
Everlong. You're thinking of
Everlong.
Everlong.
That's what I was thinking of. But the band Everlast, you know who I'm talking about. They have a song that everyone knows, which a lot of those stadium bands do. Where you're like, oh, you're playing a stadium, and you're like, oh, that's the band with the one song. I was loading out gear. I had this fucking dolly with like 8, tubs of merch on it, and I'm like comedically trying to not let it spill. And this dude walking by was like ripping a big spliff, and he's like, dude, you want to hit this? I was like, yeah. And he like walked next to me and held it and let me hit it. I was like, yeah, what a guy. That's my favorite type of stoner, which is a lot of them, are ones that are just like, bro, I'm not trying to be the guy smoking a blunt by myself. Like, who wants to smoke this with me? Like,
yeah,
that's my favorite type of person.
Yeah, dude.
Guy that brought too much weed to the function.
Dude,
Never a bad guy.
It was really good weed too. I will say that. Like, I know I have no tolerance right now, but like the weed he lent me, I was like, yo, man, this is like fucking fire.
That I was good. I didn't realize that, or not realize, but I didn't really think about that moment of when somebody offers you free weed and it's shit. And you're like, oh.
Dude, you're just you're bummed.
It's a weird moment.
It's like it fucks up the rest of your day. Almost,
you're like, yo, free weed. It's oregano.
All right, Abby. Well, why don't we get into it?
I'm about to, dude. I'm about to take the shot real quick.
Oh, you're taking the shot right now?
I'm taking a shot of Roku gin. Do you want some, or are you chilling?
Oh, I'm chilling right now.
Right,
yeah,
I'm gonna freak out.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
Daiboja.
Abby got this sick-ass Japanese gin, and I think it's the best gin I've ever had in my life. I ain't gonna lie, we've already had a couple shots, so a little loosey-goosey.
That was my 4th shot.
was your fourth shot?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, let me know if you need to puke. All right.
I need the band to get back together. I'm a drunk breakdown.
Hey, for the views. Hey guys, we got the new Hellraiser because this movie originally is really sick. There's a lot of conversation to be said about the other movies that precede it, but the original is amazing in this remake. I think.
I wish they had the balls to make Pinhead deaf.
Pinhead deaf?
Mm-hmm. And have him talk like a deaf
So
person.
he had like a... just...
I want to do the voice, but I won't.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah, here's Hellraiser, the new trailer.
How funny it would be hearing Hellraiser. You know the main character, Hellraiser?
Yeah, that's nice.
Cool thing about this movie, little side thing, it was the guy that made... the director that did The Night House and The Ritual.
Oh, really?
Correct.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
So the shots are really sick. So regardless of what this movie becomes, the practicals will be good, and it'll be shot well.
Finished.
Here for it.
I will say, The Ritual, The Night House is better, but The Ritual and The Night House both suffer from
I do.
characters being a little lacking sometimes. Like, the lead is always really well written, and then the supporting cast tends to have some annoying things. Nice. This is pretty faithful. That's like straight out of the original.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
So, like the openings. This seems like a... What are they called? Requels? Or it's like a... Or no, that's just a remake, I guess. But it's doing the same things though, so it's not like a reinterpretation.
Yeah, it's just
like
just reimagined, I guess.
Reimagined. That's the term I was looking for. His jaw looks funny. God.
Dude, he was always the creepiest one. The dude with the teeth and no eyes.
Ooh, I love that shot. The fucking Sky Emperor penetrating the clouds. Like Dead Space.
Their pain. All for us.
They're all demons, right? Or are they like something else?
Yeah, they're demons, but
They have a name.
They're basically like... Yeah, they're called Xenobites. Or Cenobites, I'm sorry, not Xeno. Cenobites.
Both those sound like a delicious treat.
Let's go to Cenobites. It's like Cinnabon, but small. I like the androgynousness of Pinhead, but I'm not crazy about the baby face on Pinhead.
Looking mighty young for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like I like the androgynous. Like you can't really tell what sex it is. Of like very ambiguous. That's pretty cool. Rather than just like, let's do like let's just do it Pinhead again. Like I like that they're trying something different.
Yeah, it's definitely a different look for sure.
I will say I fucked with the leather daddy fit from the OG crew. I thought it added to this weird, like the psychosexual element of it. Like you could tell they were down to fuck because of the leather gear. Like there was no question in my mind when I saw them. I was like, yeah, they're sadists
for sure.
And I bet
they're
down.
fucking in hell.
These critters are definitely a lot more just like torture. Like we love to be tortured.
Critters.
Like they're like we don't even have clothes because that's how quickly we want to get to being tortured.
Yeah.
Which it seems like maybe a different approach to their motive, but there's also a lot of like mirrored dialogue in this, so you can tell it's going to be pretty faithful, but I don't know, it seems like it's taking just enough liberties to make it stand out as its own thing, but it seems pretty shot for shot.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot wait for this movie.
And it's on Hulu, so we don't even have to leave the house to go watch this.
Don't have to leave the house.
Spend a bunch of money.
Dude, I was telling you though, I mean, if it was in theaters, I would definitely go see it in theaters.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's Hellraiser. I would prefer it honestly to be in theaters, but this is a good segue. Is that I'm worried about this reimagining, reinterpretation of old beloved properties that are becoming direct release to Hulu, because it's a formula that is very, very sellable, regardless if the product is good or not. Because if it's free on Hulu, you'll just watch it because of name brand. Like, Hellraiser, it's Predator. I'll just watch this. Versus it's the theater, it's a little bit more of a like, I have to pay money to go see. Like, is it going to be a good remake? Because we've had a lot of shit remakes and reboots and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
So this new model of like the movie people already get their payout, and then it's now on streaming. platform, so it doesn't really matter how it performs because it's already been bought. It could set up this precedent of these low effort, poorly written requels of just like, as long as we hit the things from the original of like, the Cenobites are saying the dialogue, we got the puzzle box, we got the chains flying thing, like the things that people really loved about this, because that's what that's why Prey, no spoilers or anything, I fucking hated Prey. I don't think you saw that. I think Zach and I watched that.
I started it a little bit, but I just instantly fell asleep. And I've just been kind of taking my time watching it.
Honestly, I prefer, you got the right move. Like, that was the better option, to just sleep through Prey.
Everyone loved that movie.
It's because they love...
What was wrong with it?
They love branding. People love Predator. They love the Predator.
That's true.
That movie's really poorly written, and I'll stand by that. I also didn't realize there was a Comanche dub. Really wish I had seen it. I saw the English dub, and that made me so confused. Especially because there's one point where a French guy captures one of the main girl, and she speaks perfect English. But they're a Comanche tribe, so it's all right, this is already weird, they're speaking English, but whatever. And then these French people catch her, and the French guy's like, she doesn't understand us, we're speaking French, clearly she doesn't get it. And then this translator guy's like, don't worry, I'll try English. I was like, why would you try English? That's the first thing you try is English.
It worked.
And it worked, yeah. What do you mean? This fucking indigenous tribe that has no contact with the outside world, and your first thought is I bet she speaks English. Or maybe it was just the one other thing he knew, and he was like, I'll just try.
We're going to keep this music rolling real quick.
Oh, yeah, please do. This
Your
is
Ghost in Glass.
Yeah, a little backstory to this for segue. This is Cameron, the creator behind Methwitch. This is his MySpace throwback, not sad. It's like a parody, I guess, but it's loving. He basically just took.
There's love in it. Okay.
The year 2006 and made it into a song. And it's you can tell by the aesthetic, but he nails it. This is so funny, but great. By the time you hear the chorus, you're like, I think I know this song. That's such a unique thing to be able to do as an artist.
Oh, for sure, dude. The mix even kind of sounds like a Skylit Drive.
Yeah. Dude, but to finish off my little note about Prey of just the notes were hit, and that was my main thing about this Hellraiser thing, is that it's all right, does the main character have a moment where they lose someone that's close to them that changes their decision making and makes them go, all right, it's all out now? Do they have the moment where they 1v1 the Predator and have a battle of wits and they recognize each other? And is there gore? Those are the only things that needed to be hit for people to be happy, and that's what was hit. But if you're looking for story, script, character writing, payoff, symbolism, shot creativity, composition, score, all of that is not good in Prey, in my opinion. The only things, if you didn't know what Predator was, you would hate this movie. That's the only reason people can say that they enjoyed it, is because they like Predator and what that was. Which doesn't make a movie good. It just means you have nostalgia towards Predator. For sure.
Yeah, that's honestly, at this point, it's just maybe just reinvent it a little more,
But it sells, though. Everyone saw it. Everyone watched it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
One of my favorite defenses for the movie was, but it's way better than Predator 2018, which again is not a good merit.
What was that? That was Predators, right?
No, that was the one with Adrian Brody from 2011.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
No, Predator 2018 it's not called that, but it's a Halloween thing where they just called it Predator. And you're stop doing that.
Yeah.
It's so confusing. But no, the premise of Predator 2018 is that autism is the future evolution of humanity, and the Predator are coming to take advantage of that. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even being ironic. It's just what it boils down to, basically. It's what if aliens came down and were give us that autistic kid. He's too powerful.
If that's why aliens came to Earth.
Yeah, that's why AVP happened.
I'd be so it was
autism versus Predator. That's what AVP stands for.
I wouldn't go see that movie, unfortunately. Yo, what's better, Predator or Aliens, though?
Ooh, Alien for sure.
Alien?
Yeah, Predator's fun, Alien's good.
Yeah. You're spot on. Though. Like everyone liked the original Predator for sure, or even
it's just
Predator
fun.
2.
You're just like, yeah, if it bleeds, you can kill it. Fucking men with guns, like we will overcome and defeat this evil. Versus like Aliens, got suspense. The characters are well written. There's a lot of interpersonal relationships. There's world building. The mystery of the alien is set up so well. The mystery of the Predator is also set up well. But my main point is there's a lot more to be like to gush about for Alien, whereas Predator comes down to like, yeah, it's like testosterone the movie. And that's why a lot of people don't consider Predator horror versus Alien is always considered horror to people.
Yeah, I guess I see why though.
Because it's like military dudes fighting a force that they will eventually
movie,
try to
right?
overcome.
It's like a gory action,
like thriller
movie.
Action war movie. It's funny that war movie is a category.
Yeah, dude. No, war movies were huge. Like especially like early 2000s.
Dude, honestly, I don't know if there was ever a time where they weren't big.
There's not as many now, right? I can't.
I guess this year, like the 2020s, I guess would be the good time of like, war movies are pretty, because like Dunkirk and like 1912 and stuff were, like those weren't that long ago, but the 2020
was it 19?
I just said a year to be completely honest with you. I don't.
It was definitely
I knew 19
World
was
War
right.
I for sure. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, so I just said a year.
I saw it. It was definitely an impressive movie. But
is that the one with the one take? For the whole movie?
That's the whole thing that they have going.
But it's not a real one take though.
Definitely not. Right.
Which is still mad impressive. No takeaway. But I said that because someone will be like, it's not a real one.
No, they traveled back in time and actually refought.
They filmed the real war.
Yeah, it was a real war.
It's like a Patreon. Like, subscribe to our Patreon and get real war footage. Never before seen real war footage.
We're keeping this rolling, y'all. What's
I don't know how to Hanabi, I guess. But Hardest showed me this and it's tight as fuck.
Let's check it out. It's some
Japanese. It's like if baby metal was into our music.
Into our music?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm curious. Let's find out.
Versus like having it just be made for them.
Okay. I've been eating at this pho place recently, and I've been getting like an education on like.
What made you think of pho?
So I was gonna say, in regards to culture, like getting an education, because I'm not super up to speed with like the Japanese scene at all, other than like Crystal Lake, obviously.
Jessica was left speechless.
It's impressive.
No, they actually start spitting.
I kind of like that. Yeah, I don't know what she's saying, but.
Yeah, I think it was about. I did the same thing because I was live streaming when I was showed this, and I think I hit about here, and I was like, hold on, let me listen to this really quick.
Yeah, this is actually crazy. But yeah, I've been going to this Vietnamese place, right? And they've been playing like Vietnamese music videos like on this giant screen. And I've just been sitting there eating my pho, staring at the screen, just like, man, this shit's crazy, actually.
Dude, yeah. That's a big thing I recommend to people that always have like writer's block or like writer's fatigue. Just go listen to a different culture of music. Like you'll instantly be inspired, I promise. Like you'll be like, oh, you can have fun making music? I forgot. Like when you listen to other cultures of music and you realize they don't have that like societal thing where everyone's like, oh, it's cringe. Like, everything you do is cringe, because it honestly restricts what people are willing to artistically pursue, because it doesn't fit what is sellable and marketable and what the people are comfortable with. It's like trying new things is easily laughable at, but in like Japan and shit, like doing crazy weird shit is like it's totally normal. So there's like, I mean to a degree, obviously over there,
yeah.
But to the marketable world is my main point, because obviously there's a huge homeless youth problem in Japan right now.
Oh, there is? I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's a lot of their parents are disowning the alternative youth that like are into this type of shit. And,
okay.
It's a really weird thing, because it's like there's a big homeless problem, but a lot of them like all hang out together and like live together and like have that's like their way of living their lives the way they want to still, while still trying to maintain some sort of societal connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird thing. It's kind of like I feel like a couple years ago you described to me the UK problem with the youth, that like once you were like alienated as a troubled youth, you're like on a list where like you can't really be a normal citizen anymore. And that seems to be like kind of what Japan's headed towards right now too, of like once you've been dubbed an alternative person, you're like an outcast of society, and you can't get like normal jobs now and shit.
Yeah, man, that shit's so crazy. I mean, with the internet now, it's kind of like how I don't even know how that shit like I guess like the repression of like culture is like a thing.
Well,
but,
we're so like socially far ahead, you know, like we have, you know, people can get in trouble for having the wrong feeling type of thing. Like in other cultures, you just like you don't get to say those things, you know.
Yeah.
It's very like you can go to jail for having, you know, there's no freedom of speech in other countries, so there's probably going to be a lack of growth to those, you know, types of environments because you can't even talk about it.
Yeah, dude, that's the crazy thing about over there.
Over there.
Over there.
Over everywhere.
Across the Atlantic. Yeah.
Down in Mexico, probably.
That shit was sick.
Yeah, Mexico's free speech is like you can say whatever you want as long as that you don't mention the cartel because they will kill you.
Yeah.
Like,
the cartel.
That's the free speech over there.
The cartel actually just like kind of scares me.
They own Mexico.
I'm just like if
like,
you're
no joke.
If you're popular enough, even in the United States, and like you're talking mad shit about the cartel, like
dude, they'll probably get you still.
Still, yeah. I mean, there's a chance
like,
if they're like, man, we really don't like that one guy. Up
in regards
America,
to getting
like,
shit done, like mad respect to the cartel.
You know, I guess, yeah. We're keeping this rolling, y'all. Scythe, Looper.
I'm trying to ingratiate ourselves to the cartel, just. Yeah, have you fucked with Scythe much at all?
I've listened to a couple songs.
They're like if I was on tour and this band opened for us, I'd be like, yo, I'm buying this CD. Like it's that level of like where they need like someone in their team to push them to the next level because they're like just underproduced enough to not be in that upper, like that alpha wolf league, you know?
Yeah.
But they have that energy and that vibe where they could totally kill it in metalcore.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I kind of like how their guitar tone is sounding. It's like, it's...
Yeah, but you're a guitar guy. You don't buy me.
Yeah, but it's like, it's different. It sounds like... I don't know, it's like really low resonant-y. Resonant-y? Is that a word? I don't even know. It's its own sound for sure, though. Oh yeah, but if this band played live, you know, shit would be going crazy. Ooh. Fuck me up, Jesus Christ. Oof.
I love that part. So
nasty,
sick.
yeah.
One bullet to set me free. That's sad. That just reminded me of like when Chester Bennington passed away and everyone was like, what? It's like, have you guys read his songs? Like,
yeah.
Dude, I remember one time I think it was after we put out Withered, Ryan reached out to me and was like, hey man, like, kind of wrote about some heavy stuff, like, you good? I was like, yeah, we need more of that. It's like people listening to their vocalist lyrics and being like, yeah, sick record, man. And not being like, oh, this guy's so sad. We should probably talk to him.
That's the real burden of a real artist, though, is you kind of like everyone.
That's a guy with gun in his hand.
Everyone has these crazy thoughts, right? But there are a select few out there that kind of like really just focus and hone in on it to make this art, you know, something that you can package up and show to the public and validate their own feelings, you know.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, that's one of the... Oh, yeah, that's over time, because I think about that on our small scale of, like, when I'm in the studio and a producer is like, what if you did this instead of what you're doing? I, like, even though they might be right, like, there's a tinge in my neck that's like, what? What are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me not to do my music?
Damn, that was fucking heavy.
Yeah, dude, Scythe is sick. I think they have, like, 4 or 5 songs out, like, in the past couple of years, and they're all great.
Yeah, I am absolutely here for that song. That shit is heavy, perfect, everything I would want from a band like that.
Shout out Scythe.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna actually have to listen to. Is the record out yet? Do you know?
I have no idea, to be honest. I only know of the singles that they do. I don't know if they have any like full length or EPs or whatnot.
We'll have to look into it more. Yeah.
Yeah, great band though. Every time they put out a new single, I'm like right on it. It's always good. Nothing but praise for that band. They remind me of what like the potential Weeping Wound had, and then they their vocalist is clearly also a very depressed person, so I imagine that's like one of their artistic struggles is that they're depressed people.
Did you listen to the new Weeping Wound?
Yeah. I don't remember being too... Like,
it was okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I'm like, oh, this would have been good on the album with 23.
Yeah.
But, like, as the single 4 years later, like, I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
I think it's only been 2 years, but still.
Yeah.
This is an industry where you got to put out music quickly. As people that didn't do it, you got to put out music quickly.
Take notes. We're keeping this rolling. This is...
Yeah, speaking of put out music consistently, can we talk about, a new current song? I mean, it's like a couple weeks old, but... Dude, this band, man, this is a band that you go back to and are like, fuck. It's
dude.
So good.
Through and through, they're solid. The Death We Seek Currents.
Yeah, I haven't heard this at all yet. But yeah, dude, I still, like on the regular playlist, have a couple of their songs. Such a sick band. Like Chris, their guitarist, is just so fucking impressive. Oh, real quick, gotta say, so sick of seeing this type of green screen in music videos.
Yeah.
Like chaos, and then the person's in the center, and just like that's the shot. Just like band member in the center of a like apocalyptic thing that isn't scaled properly. Like look at that guy compared to that obelisk he's next to.
Yeah.
It obviously looks great, but it's one of those things that you've seen it so many times that you're like, something's wrong. Why is he so tiny?
Yeah, for the amount of work that probably went into those shots, it's just like, man, this is like. It's just so overdone.
I mean, it looks clean. Like, the rotoscoping's good, but, like... Hey, isn't that Body Snatcher's fucking old logo? That triangle in the middle?
It's a formula for
metal?
For dark, blackened, like, metalcore bands in general. It's just, we need a sigil of some sort.
Yeah, that's just the evolution of the Leviathan symbol, isn't it?
Yeah, we need something because we fuck with the dark arts.
Dude, this video, the acting shots. Oh wow, he looks like Kalen from Dragged Under now. The drummer of Dragged Under. He looks like the singer of this band now. Sorry, I have a thought to say, but I want to listen to this chorus really quick.
Right back into it. Are they gonna drop it?
Right after this fucking interlude part. Oh, one of these breaks. This is like an Invent Anime breakdown.
Yeah, that or like Old North Lane.
Which, like, Invent Animators just died in North Lane, so. Ooh, okay. Chris was like, don't forget I'm in Shadow of Intent, bro. Okay. Yo, this is the shit that we were trying to bring back. This is the random, like, blast beat, twirl your fucking head move.
Yeah.
Part in a metalcore song. Sick.
Also,
and he did the highs.
The consistent like ambient lead in the background has been it's been consistent throughout the whole song.
Oh, that's creepy. The woman in the back. Did you see her?
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy looking. That B footage, that B-roll is crazy, honestly. Wherever they got that from. Like really high quality B-roll. I'm the guy to comment on the whole song and just say, dude, that B-roll is incredible.
It's so sad. It's so sad. What are you gonna do?
He's gonna stab him with the cleanest knife I've ever seen.
But why?
Because he just bought that knife that day.
Oh my god,
he's possessed.
he's evil.
That's why. He's got the demon in him. See, guys, for self-defense situations, this is why you never go for an overhand strike. It's one of the most blockable movie. You should never reverse grip a knife. If you truly have intent, you should always be holding it in, like, stab prod style. For any of you knife fighters out there.
Brought it right up to speed.
Only to show him tiny in green screen. This is Lord of the Rings. Dude, legit, the only vocalist I've heard do the and I wasn't like immediately pissed. Okay, I get him and the vocalist of Stick to Your Guns. Those are the only two guys that I've heard do that, and I wasn't like, stop it. Stop that.
Consistently through and through with Currents. I mean, they have a sound.
Dude, that's what my comment was going to be.
Most bands change up a little bit, but I definitely think it's interesting that they've
like refined that sound.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not bored by any of their music by any means.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, you can as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that's Currents. Like instrumentally even, which is hard for a band to be recognized through their instrumentals.
Yeah.
Especially in metalcore, but yeah, that band is. You hear that and you're like, oh, this is definitely a Currents vibe for sure.
Dude, I really liked it.
Yeah,
I look forward to
good
the
shit.
album. Their last record was good. I didn't think it was the best thing they put out, but it's just
yeah. I also don't think I feel like I wasn't the core audience for the last record. Like the first record hit, or not the first record, but the first record with the current vocalist, Place I Feel Safest. That record hit me at like a good time where that like stands out to me tremendously. And the next album is clearly more mature and refined. But there's only a couple songs I really fuck. Like there's probably 3 songs that I really like off that record, and the rest is like, yeah, I can see why people like this. But yeah, this is some good shit.
Definitely. We're gonna keep this rolling, y'all.
Michael Douglas.
Massive change up of genre here. We got Electric Callboy, Arrow of Love.
Oh yeah, this is a band that I feel like I was such a stubborn boomer about initially. I was just like, why does everybody like this band all this? Like I listened to them when I was in high school. Why does everybody like them now? And every time I hear a song, I catch myself like doing a little Night at the Roxbury move.
I think it comes down to
like, all right.
we've always
like
been in a much more serious a serious genre, I guess, you know. Whereas this is all focused on like
total
fun,
goofball
you know?
mode.
Exactly.
This is a good segue too. I actually wrote this down as a talking point because I had for a long time this problem that a ton of people have, where I'm like, why would anybody be into this? They did this 10 years ago. Like, why is this just now blowing up? But it's that moment of like, oh well, there's just new people now. There's new people that are discovering and listening to this that have never heard this sound and now get to experience it with high budget.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, of course it's blowing up, because when I was a kid, I tried excitedly showing my friends and they all laughed at me when I was listening to this on the bus.
Yeah.
I would quickly change the song to, I'm listening to Oceano, bro. You can't even understand what I'm listening to. I'm not listening to Icy Stars. Fuck you, bro. But now it's like fun and sick to listen to this, and now you can like accept like, okay, this is pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is massive. This is like how much views they get. Like
Dude,
for
they're huge
the
right
genre.
now, right? Yeah.
It precedes the genre. That's what I mean. Like I can't think of like another metalcore band that consistently gets the views that they get, because they've gone past metalcore. Like they're now like Eurovision or like some shit. But it, like in the best way, obviously. And I love that they're having fun through and through. Like they didn't hit a point where they're like, let's slow it down and do like just make some money. They're like, let's keep getting crazier and crazier with our music videos.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to if this is your formula.
Yeah,
Just
totally.
gotta get sillier and sillier.
This is a silly ass video. Although, like, none of the band's even in this video.
Yeah, this is like Fortnite music.
Why does that make sense?
You know, you need something a little heavy so you can.
Right, but also like, so your parents,
Appropriate,
your parents walk in at an inopportune time, they're not like, what is this?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, this is kind of fun. You definitely, yes, it's got soundtrack vibes for sure now that you said that.
Yeah, it's honestly like a giant pop song. It just has breakdowns.
Oh, you know what I bet they're trying to do? They're trying to get an offer to write an anime intro with this song.
Oh, I could see it.
We're gonna see them on the next intro for Bleach 1000-Year Blood Arc. The 1000-Year Blood War arc. Oh, we shot him with the love gun, bro. Oh, he's horny.
Ah,
Oh, he hit him with the boogie bomb.
look at him.
That's a Fortnite reference, Jess.
I've never played Fortnite in my life.
And it really shows. Oh, you know what? I just thought of a funny genre. People getting Fortnite tattoos.
Is that the thing?
I don't know. I've never seen one, but I imagine there's got to be a bunch, right?
There's got to be way more than we're aware of.
Right, like a kid that was 17 who was really into Fortnite when it came out, and as soon as he turned 18, he's like, bro, how funny would it be if I got a Fortnite tattoo? And he's 21 now, and he's like, oh my god.
That was fun.
That was one of their less memorable songs, I will say, but it was fun. So like you said, if it was on in the club or like in the background, I wouldn't be like, turn this off. I'd be like, but I don't think it was as memorable as their last couple tracks.
So if it was playing in a club and they weren't like performing it, I'd be like, yo, this is a little weird, but
I think it depends on the club.
For sure.
Like if you're in like a typical like dance club or something, it'd probably be weird. But if you were at like a Euro fusion, people would be like,
to be fair, I don't know what those clubs would be.
Where is the Molly at? I've come to have a raging time. Me and my buddy Dunkers over here are having a swell evening. Me and my buddy Dunkers.
We just got a South African new door guy, and
pause was funny.
It's been so interesting. Just like our other door guy keeps trying to do his accent, and he just ends up sounding like French Canadian. It's so funny.
Dude. Honestly, that's the funny thing about like. A lot of African countries is that they have a ton of French bleed over. Like Somalia is a big one for like a lot of Somalian people speak French, so there's this weird crossover of Somalian French dialect that you're like, what is that? Like, what are you saying right now? Because they like bleed in and out of it. It's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm scared. What are you talking about? Speaking two different languages at the same time.
We're keeping this rolling. Awaken Providence. We are eternity.
You followed any of this?
Not new. I think I listened to one song, actually. I did listen to one song.
So I will say the first track wasn't the craziest on it. It just felt like a rebuttal to Lorna Shore, to be blunt. But this track, I watched, Adam just did a Cardivox video where he did a vocal analysis. And like some of the shit he did in here, I was like, sure, okay, baby. And it was, you can tell that Adam has really put a lot of time into vocals and like getting good at them and understanding it. But the blackenedness shows of like,
oh yeah,
it feels like a direct response to Lorna Shore blowing up, which
instantly
get your bread, dude. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just pointing out what everyone's thinking.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I like more, his highs or his lows.
Dude, his highs, I cannot pinpoint it. There's something about that, and I'm like, what is that? Like, these sound so unique, but they tickle something in my brain of like, what am I thinking of when I hear it? But also, I can't think of a modern vocalist that has that. Like, he's got this at the very beginning that makes him really stand out. Sick.
Crazy. Dude, my hands are already tired.
Right.
And I'm not even playing.
Do that vocal.
It's got very good control for sure.
And too, you know, I usually am like super against people not having a mic. Didn't even realize Adam didn't have one until right now. So good on him for selling it. Same with this guy. I believe him.
Oh, their guitarist is doing clean vocals now?
Yeah. And they're sick. I think he does some background screams sometimes too, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
When it's him. But it just shows how impressive that guy is.
The hard changeup.
Love the
evil.
Yeah, the evil effect, the cathedral atmosphere they got going on. Put him out! He's on fire!
Bit of a curveball into this breakdown, but
yeah, that bridge was a little weird.
It's
but this part's hard as fuck.
It's definitely a crazy breakdown.
Yo, yeah, other deathcore bands, take note. These parts are boring unless you do what Adam's doing and have fun and be creative. Because like as impressive as they are, the interlude gravity blast beat part that has, this is where the vocalist does high screams, is usually like, you can tell it's just like the vocalist didn't know what to do, but Adam like did some shit there. Like he had fun with the cadences. I respect that.
Yeah, dude, this shit would be so hard to write vocals to.
This would be hard as fuck to perform live, I imagine, too.
Dude, yeah. I would not want to.
Doing a whole set of 6-minute long songs that are this. Sick.
Nuts.
Oh, the... Dude, yeah, I need a drink of water.
Yeah, dude, this is so intense. I wonder how long it took them just to write this song, honestly.
Probably a minute. I watched the vocal analysis video and it sounded like it was they put a lot of time into this new album.
Because there's just so much shit happening, you know?
I really like this chorus. It's got like an alluvial vibe. I kind of wish they did it again. Like over this. I will say though, I haven't understood a single word Adam said this whole song.
Oh, for sure.
So I don't know, some people may dock points, some may not, but enunciation's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Especially since I know Adam's like got cool lyrics. The Fear. I know I got that. There we go. I made it. Found one.
Man, how long was that song?
Like 6 minutes probably. 5.5.
5.5, yeah.
It was good.
Dude, it was impressive.
There's a lot of musicianship going on
I
there.
can't believe how many different like verses and shit was in that song.
Yeah, they didn't have much like repeating parts really.
Dude, yeah, that whole song through and through was just everywhere. It was like mathcore, but for black and deathcore, I guess, or I don't even know. It sounds.
Yeah, it's like black and deathcore, I'd say, but it has that like tech shit to it. But
yeah,
I think it falls into the umbrella of deathcore. I think you could argue there's like other like progressive elements and stuff, but overall, I would say black and deathcore is probably where they sit. Progressive black and deathcore.
I would love to see that live.
Yeah,
I would.
That's sick. What a progression that band has made, huh? From their first album with
they used to just be
vocalist.
a down-tempo deathcore band.
Yeah. To like this thematic shit.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. Good shit to a Wake in Providence.
I fucks with it.
There's a gap.
Speaking of Adams, we have
true.
Oceano, mass produced.
Yeah, stoked to see. This is a funny thing because I had followed Adam for a long time on Twitch. So like seeing him basically be like, I'm Black Mario, please. I don't know, Oceano. I don't know what you're talking about. Like seeing him go from just like not even wanting to talk about the band to we get new music. Like,
yeah.
And Adam's looking younger than he's ever looked somehow.
That's probably because he had that health scare with the heart attack.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna start working out.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Sleep and eating right.
Started sleeping finally.
I think I don't know what it is, man. But have you noticed like dudes like
I have noticed
right around the time that they kind of hit their like early 30s, they just kind of like completely change. Like I think it's probably because they go through their first real health scares, but they're just like, all right, I'm gonna start like stop being so crazy. I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna start working out a little more regularly, and suddenly like everyone just has perfect skin, you know.
Perfect skin. Yeah, almost like because they stopped a lifetime of fucking up their body.
Yeah. Well, it's like for the first time they figured out like, I can't keep doing this bullshit.
30 years of it, your body finally goes, hey, bro, chill.
Yeah.
Love the video.
We got your horrors out now. Is that what he said?
Horns.
We got the horrors out now.
It cuts to the women in the audience. They're like, we didn't sign up to be called whore.
instrumentally, this is probably the most complex Oceano I've ever heard.
That's a good point. And Adam's clearly having fun. Just feel it. This part comes out of nowhere to me.
This is very
And it sits on it for a while.
very left field. Yeah, this is like a chorus. You know, this is a chorus. Oceano has choruses?
But like even the guitar, like that, just that's so different for Oceano.
Very different. Very.
It like comes out and you're like,
They must have had
where are we?
They must have had someone help produce.
Have this transition though, sick.
Jesus.
Yeah, that part feels so weird. Doubly in contrast now. Damn, you look spooky.
Very sick. I really like that ending. That was
Yeah,
that was cool.
It just hits you. Yeah, I mean, I respect them trying something different, but yeah, that like random jauntiness kind of was weird to me.
I don't know. Like I listen to Oceano because I want, honestly, that kind of like, like ham and cheese sandwich style.
Like the
just
simplicity of
yeah,
like, I know what I'm getting.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you didn't want the random in vogue metalcore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for leads and stuff like that, but
it was too like major though. It seemed happy out of nowhere. Or just like din, 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 like we're doing a Day to Remember breakdown all of a sudden. But,
I think a classic case of we need to add more to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That part felt weird, but the rest of the song felt really good. Like the transitions were clean. Like I said, the ending was tight as hell. The beginning isn't the most memorable, but when Adam starts hitting his groove, you're like, oh, okay, this is pretty bopping.
Adam killed it. Yeah, I loved everything he did in that song.
Well,
instrumentals were just they were good.
It's really just that one part
I was
for
just
me.
a bit surprised, truthfully.
Just a wee bit surprised at all. You fuck with Quedeca much?
Yeah, I was playing it in the club the other day, actually.
Have you heard this track yet?
No.
Dude, man, I
Born
love
yesterday.
I love that this dude can write some ignorant fucking bangers, but then drop some like real, just like, oh, this is a nice vibe. And it's like artistically.
Nice little treat.
Like the package of the video and the lyrics, like it's clearly conceptual, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool to see an artist that's like this big take on some real heavy conceptual stuff. I like that. It reminds me of do you ever see Ghost Stories, that UK horror film?
Ghost
It was like an
Stories.
anthology kind of, told through the lens of the narrator, or not the narrator, but the protagonist.
I'm not sure if I do know that one.
I think it came out in 2017, 2018, some shit like that.
Hmm.
It was pretty solid though, but it has this energy to it. The open landscapes, like real haunting thing of like, life is finite, but also this hauntingness of the idea of what the afterlife would kind of feel like if you were like a ghost wandering endlessly,
Do you think ghosts are real?
I my whole life I wanted nothing more than for ghosts to be real.
Oh,
And I still wish they were, but no, I don't think they are.
You don't think they're real?
I want nothing more for them to be real, but no, I don't think they are. Which is a weird spot to be in.
I
Like
agree.
I've been in the darkness by myself in a haunted, haunted houses, being like, "Come on, kill me.
Yeah.
Where's the ghost?
Yeah.
You can have my body, dog. How about that? How about that demon that possesses this location?
Mm-hmm.
You can possess me, and no, just anything, dude. Throw this car off the shelf. Do anything. Throw this toy car on the ground." I'm just like, I've just never had it. I've tried so hard.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say that's why you don't have it, because you want it. And that, to me, that makes no sense. Because if a ghost wants to just be heard, you'd be like, oh, finally, some guy that's like, hey, show me yourself.
Dude, yeah, I think ghosts, they're a little different to every person, Like, we want them to be real so bad, but we don't also.
no, I want there to be bad, evil things, because it would make life more exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember like one of the biggest motivations I had as a kid was thinking that like cryptids existed.
Oh yeah.
That was like a huge thing that kept me from thinking about dying.
I had an uncle
was
that
thinking about cryptids.
I had an uncle that would collect Bigfoot tracks and Bigfoot poop.
That's hilarious because he was just collecting animal poop.
Dude, he just was like super into it. Yeah. No, he'd like buy stuff from people online. It's just like, man, you're getting ripped off.
Yeah, that's when it's sad. Like I bought a Bigfoot poop online.
But is it sad, or is it just a man fulfilling, his hobbies? Being passionate about something.
Well,
I'd say it's sad, but
I would say it's sad because the difference between doing a hobby and doing that is delusion.
What's life without a little bit of delusion, though? Right?
That's a good article title.
What happened to BuzzFeed?
What happened to BuzzFeed is that it's BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Everyone figured out what princess they were and didn't need them anymore. Oh, that's the Disney princess I am? Alright, let me delete this forever.
This song is so emotional, I already forgot it was Kudeka.
Right?
This is pretty crazy.
I love when he puts shit out like this, because you're like, this is the Beeman guy?
This is...
And I love too the tape recorder thing. I feel like that's so, like, it suggests several things, because like he's, in my I imagine the interpretation is that he is a ghost watching people mourn his own death. I saw some people talking in the comments about that as like the vague premise, but you can really like that tape recorder he has that can be interpreted as like three different things because he's traveling with it further and further. Mm-hmm. So it's like the further he gets away from his memories, the thinner the trail becomes, and the more people forget him as they grieve and move on and stuff. His rope becomes thinner and thinner, and people have mourned and moved on, and now he gets to be gone forever. Because in a sense, that's what a ghost is, right? Is the memory of somebody that's dead is haunting you. And so that's what he's kind of representing here, is he's watching his family grieve over his death, and as he realizes what's happening and is coming to terms with being dead, he gets further and further away into his own acceptance, allowing them to fully grieve, which is is cool, like a high concept, cool thing for like a rap video, Very sick.
I don't know if I'd call this rap though, but I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
What is R&B?
I don't even know if it's R&B. It's
hard to have a genre for this, I guess.
This is like ambient, like almost like a different take on soul a little bit.
Oh, okay, I can see that. Yeah, see, and then the
alternative
the reveal
soul,
that he's wrapped up
thing.
in it. He's wrapped up in those memories.
Why are you thinking?
Stop.
This is just a sad song where it's just supposed to be like, yeah, I'm sad now.
Also love the simplicity of these lyrics on screen, but like it's like a house and then a dot. So it's like the memories of the homes that he lives in, and then the ending point is this like, infiniteness that we all have to go through eventually.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Dude, I don't know why I started thinking of this. I think it's because of the shots in general. But I was at church in downtown Tacoma. It's this cantina. It's like a goth bar. And they were playing 30 Days of Night. And dude,
now he's gone.
There was a specific line in the song. I think it's spoiler alert. No, it's the movie's been out forever. 30 Days of Night. You have to watch it. One of the best vampire movies of all time.
As far as horror vampire movies go, I'd say it's the best one.
Wait,
like horror, like if like the category of horror vampires, I'd say 30 Days a Night's the best one.
Yeah, the scariest vampires.
Because you said one of the best vampire movies, so I was like to clarify for me, like I think as far as horror goes, it's the best one. But yeah, like vampire films in general, like I wouldn't argue because there's so many.
No, anyways, there was a line in that movie. It just kind of like talked about, and this is my favorite thing about horror that's done super well. They just tap into something that's very just like always occurring within like the human condition or struggle. And in this line right before the fucking OG fucking daddy vampire like kills this fucking chick, he just talks about like how sad it is that people when they're faced with like problems and shit like that they just choose to, instead of like work on themselves, like self-destruct.
Oh yeah,
Like
when
their
the big
cancer
guy,
or something. You know.
the big guy with the machine drives through the thing.
Oh wait, yeah. It was,
and he tries to blow himself up with the flares.
It was
and then
that scene,
he goes up next to. I fucking love that scene. Yeah, and he goes, what does he say? He says, when a man is faced with a force he cannot defeat, he instead defeats himself.
That was exactly the line.
I fucking
good
love
memory.
it.
Good memory.
It's such a sick fucking thing, because like you said, it like hit me viscerally of like what a good analogy for, or like not analogy, but a good like point out of self-annihilation, you know, that like we often self-annihilate when we lack purpose, I think, and that's what that guy represented. He was only up there by himself to get away from the world and stuff, and it wasn't until he like had something to protect that he was like, okay, I can finally have purpose in something. But the vampire interprets it as like that, you know, what he represented, which was, you know, being lonely and like a curmudgeon and having nothing to live for. And that's what the vampires didn't understand, was that like, why do they have this fight in them towards the end? Because he's like, what the fuck's the point, you idiot? Look at you. Look what you did. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
But it was what he represented, guys.
That was a perfect analysis of that scene.
Fucking love that movie.
Yeah, and a great movie.
I actually just rewatched that one recently, and it was just like, oh,
you were at the bar too?
dude, that's what I love about that cantina. They just be playing sick horror movies, man.
Yeah.
That is so tight.
You know, okay, so this is a bit of a no.
You know I don't know anything.
They have I don't know if you saw it last time you were there.
Have I?
But there's like this giant metal thing like in the corner of the bar. And while I was there, someone was asking, like, hey, what is that giant metal thing? Mm-hmm. And the owner was just like, there's this artist, and he spent, like, years making that. And it's just, like, its purpose is to, I guess, attract negativity. And, like, it's just, like, essentially like an evil shrine.
Oh, like it's supposed to, like,
it's like
the bad vibes.
It's a cursed item that he, like, essentially, like, tried to make. And the fucking owner's just like, yeah, man, like, if things start going wrong, I'll get rid of it. But, like, we got it in here because it fits the
aesthetic.
Yeah, like, dead serious, dude.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's that big, that massive gentleman in the corner of the room with no shirt and a bag over his head? What's the executioner we hired because he fits the vibe really well. He just sits over there menacingly.
Dude, it's pretty creepy. I mean, if you get a chance to see it.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I didn't notice it until like they pointed it out, because it just kind of was.
Looks
so
like they
dark.
renovated recently, so it might be new.
It's super evil looking. Keeping this rolling, y'all. Enterprise Earth, Psalm of Agony.
This is so funny. You said evil looking, and I saw the cross, and it reminded me of how fucking funny it is when you end up in like a really old person's home and they have like a big crucifixion of Jesus. He's like suffering forever in the statue. It's one of the most like jarringly funny things to me, is seeing one of those. Like, why do you have this? To never forget. What do you like? Oh yeah, let me get a replica of the Twin Towers in my living room so I'd never forget this tragedy. Somebody comes in, they're like, "What is that, dude?" Like, it's the Twin Towers mid-fall. That way, so I can commemorate it. You have Jesus in the most worst point in his life in commemoration of him.
I have a cousin whose birthday is on 9/11, and he's his whole life has just been hell because of it. But anyways,
oh yeah, make 9/11 about him.
Dude, I saw him the other day, and I was like, I was pulling an all-nighter, so I just didn't even know what day it was, and I just wasn't thinking. And he rolls through, and he's just like, dude, you know what day it is? And I'm just like, what day is it? What day is it? It's just like, oh my God, it's 9/11.
Like, how dare
Son of a gun, it's your birthday. It's just like, man, what a... God damn it.
You got any idea what day
you had to be born today, huh?
It's pretty funny. Did you... You know what my first question would have been?
What?
Like, please...
Why'd you do it?
No, please tell me you remember your birthday on the year it happened. Like, what was that like for you to be a child and being like, why aren't we celebrating my birthday?
Dude.
And your parents are sobbing in the other room like, America was just attacked. And you're like, where's my cake?
Yeah.
He's like 7 years old.
I think I must have been in like first grade or something when that shit happened.
I was in third grade.
So I must have been second then.
I remember the class I had.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I just remember being confused. Like, I didn't really have feelings about it, but I was just like, it's funny, I guess we're just going home now, you know? Like, building's on fire.
Building's on fire. It's funny, I said class, but I I meant teacher because I was at home when 9/11 happened. Because I remember walking into my mom's room and I was like, what's on the TV? And she was like, oh my God. She's like fighting back tears. I was like, what? Somebody call you a bitch again?
Jesus.
Somebody take your pills, Mom? Why are you crying? She's like, look, there was a terrorist attack. I was like, all right, well, I'm 7, so I don't really know.
Yeah, it's probably the first time I ever
what that
heard the word
means.
terrorist.
Yeah, what do you mean a terrorist attack?
It's a big change up.
It's the Matt
Cracking out
Heafy
the-
feature.
Wait, is he in this song?
No, but that guy looked like it.
No, that's the
Shirtless bald
that's their
guy playing guitar?
guitarist. Yeah, he's
I know it's not Matt. Let me clarify it. I was joking.
I had to. People need to know because people don't have common sense anymore. No, that guy's like hardcore. He lives like a nomadic lifestyle. He's just like always traveling. I'm pretty sure he writes.
It's called touring, Justin.
No. He lives like in a van in a trailer. Like
Yep, sounds like tour. You're just describing tour.
yeah, but like all the time.
Oh, so he's successful.
Homie, it's Deathcore. You're never successful.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
unless you're the
Lorna
one.
Shore.
Yeah, the one.
And even then, that's finite, because Suicide Silence was the one for their time period.
Yeah.
And they're still a band, and they're no longer that one. But I bet they still have Guarantee that keeps them afloat.
Yeah.
I sounded a lot more bitter than I meant it to be. I'm just trying to be mean.
No,
I
it's
think
not,
that's reality.
It's not mean at all. It's just reality. This genre is very, very.
Yeah, nobody gets paid in metal.
You just have to have the right manager and.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
have to
when I say
fool
extreme
the
things
right
like nobody
places.
and everybody, I'm, obviously there's exceptions to that.
Yeah.
But like for every Lorna Shore, there's 9,000 Slam Worldwide uploads.
Oh yeah.
Maybe more.
New vocalist is significantly better.
Dude, I don't believe in magic or anything, but I swear when you think of stuff, it like must physically manifest first, because the amount of times that happens, I had the same thought like right when you did. I mean, but it also could be because the singing happened right then and there, and so we both had that moment of like, oh, I like these cleans way better.
It could be the hieroglyphs that I saw on an Instagram story that talked about if I just manifest it.
That's still one of my favorite jokes of all time. Was Patrice Wilson, the comedian that passed away?
Yeah.
He was on a Joe Rogan, thing a long time ago, just like hanging out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe was talking about like, if you think about like, shootings all the time, like eventually you're gonna probably end up in one, and like, you're gonna manifest it, and like, it's gonna eventually happen. And Patrice was like, man, Joe Rogan think magic is real. It's one of the funniest things. Anytime somebody says like, yeah, like, if you think about it a lot, you just manifest it. All I can think about is just like, man, you think magic's real, don't you? Because it's like, obviously you get it's not, it doesn't manifest. When you deliver your intentions and your efforts into something, you're just more likely to make that thing happen, and you're thinking about it all the time. So it like you praying to the $5 bill in the morning doesn't make you successful. It's the follow-up work you do where you work 12 hours after that every day. The thing you're doing is just a byproduct of that mentality. It doesn't actually make, you're just, but then again, it's like whatever you need to manifest it,
Exactly.
to get in the mind state. That's what's important. So if you need to believe that the manifestation magic thing's real, do it.
I think the quote-unquote magic that surrounds like the event itself, this
Holy
is fucking
shit.
nuts. The magic itself is the idea that magic is in the works, and that's really like doubling down on your the placebo of whatever it is. So to a certain extent, I mean, if you really thought about it, it's definitely like a magical thing. But as far as like making things float around the room and shit like that,
Right, it's not literal. It's obviously
it's like a mental
joke,
form
but-
of like magic, right? It's like I have convinced myself through the idea that magic exists, that something's going to happen, and by having that thought,
but
it's like it's giving me the courage or something to like
totally.
really like take my shit serious.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like when you make fun of something that is beneficial, people think you're talking shit about the thing. But it's like, it's just you pointing out that it's funny, that like clearly there's benefits to that, but it's also funny to think about that like you have to like it's like sleeping, you know, you have to pretend to be asleep to sleep. It's like, you know, I gotta pretend to be a wizard. I gotta pretend to believe in witchcraft for it to be real. Like,
that's crazy. Yeah.
But it's a perspective though, dude. It comes through and through. Like if you're a liar, your reality is reality. Like even if you were lying to everyone around you, as long as you keep telling yourself that, like I guess that's just true.
Yeah.
You know, like it's no longer a lie when you believe it every day. You know, you're no longer lying to everybody. You're just a bad person at that point, but you've convinced yourself you're not lying.
It's just a different image of reality. And that's
it's just perspective, right?
Yeah, magic is essentially
Perception.
Fantasy, and fantasy is essentially the Lord of the Rings, and everyone loves the Lord of the Rings.
Not the new Amazon TV show.
I'm not going to watch it.
No, yeah, nobody is. There's like, if you get a room of 50 people, there's one guy that's like, you guys don't understand exposition. They're world building right now.
Dude, yeah, it's like...
it's bad because it will be good later.
Yeah,
like, that's not a good defense.
I saw a preview for like the new Star Wars thing or whatever, and it's like...
There's a new Star Wars
there's
thing?
Another
one?
Dude, people are defending it, but I'm just like...
Dude, I'm still not sure if I'm going to watch the next Mandalorian season, and there's already a new Star Wars thing.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, like, Star Wars was cool, but like, this is just this horse is like... Dead.
You're beating a horse's skeleton at this point.
Yeah, no.
The horses you're gone. It's well and gone.
Keeping this rolling, burials, circles.
Yeah, this just came out. I haven't heard this. Yeah, what are your thoughts? I'm definitely like I hate the whole idea of like, do you like the band pre or post the vocalist change? Because it's like you like what you like, and for me, it's not just that I liked Travis more because I've heard Travis in other projects and I don't think he sounds very good. It's what this band was together and with the team they had. Like Pain Again is such a unique moment in history of like for this band and just that label in general. Of like that is the sickest Varials has ever sounded in my opinion. The best production, the best writing, the most aggressive lyrics, the most passionate lyrics. That was like the perfect embodiment of that band. Yeah. And then their next album, they immediately changed directions and tried something new. And then the vocalist was like, "Oh, I want us to write piss stuff," and then I was like, left.
Yeah.
And now we have two incomplete projects of like Varials with a new guy and Travis on a different band, and neither of them are anywhere close to as good as what they were together.
Yeah, who is the new guy again?
I don't know.
This
is like a new Attack.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like Varials now is just like one of their guitarists, and he's just kind of like taking the reins on everything. And I don't know, like I'd like it more, but man, like this is where reality kind of plays into your art a little for me. Like, homie's just super pretentious. I'm like, I just don't, I don't know. Like, if you're not like if I don't fuck with you as a person, I probably, even if your shit's good, I'm gonna think you're fucking cringe, homie.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, you have every right to do that. And I think a lot of that goes in part with as cheap or like shallow as people may think it is, that is so important to the world of selling yourself as an artist. Like, do people fuck with you when they see you and hear your art? Like, is this a consumable thing? Do I relate to this? Do I not respect it? What is that?
These OG like metalcore riffs are like coming back.
Yeah, I think Die and Wish showed that people still like this stuff, so everyone was like, "Yeah, we could do that." Yeah, it's funny. The vocalist really sounds like he's trying to sound like Travis, which I've never felt like that was the play as the new guy to try to replicate the original sound, because all you're doing is reminding people of like how much they liked the first guy. It's the same thing with Last 10 Seconds of Life. Like, no matter how fun they ended up being, all I could think about was how much I missed Storm every time I heard him try to do the Storm screams.
Yeah.
And same with Northlane even. Like, I feel like a lot of people had that same thing of like, oh, this dude's clearly a better singer, but I would rather have those screams with the okay singing.
I still didn't check it out, but did you see Last 10 Seconds of Life? They have a complete new lineup now, minus their guitarist who kicked everyone else out of the band.
Oh, really? No, I haven't. I didn't hear that at all.
I think they posted like a little snippet of something, but it was like, I don't know, it's so new.
They're like trying to get things together.
Yeah, but I think it might actually be sick, which is kind of a bummer because I have a feeling that the reason they split that band initially, it's probably really fucking sad.
Right.
It just should be a different band all entirely, but I don't know if it's good. It's good. I'm kind of like that.
That's totally fair.
Like I fucking love. I love that band. So if they can pull it off, make it even heavier. Put Soulless Hymns back on Spotify. That's what everyone wants.
Is that not on Spotify?
Not on Spotify. They took it down because
that's like
they're
their
beefing.
It's like their sickest record.
It is. I know. That's the reason why everyone likes that band. New Ocean's 8 Alaska. Soul.
Holy shit.
SOL.
It looks like Dolph Lundgren just killed himself.
Who?
Dolph Lundgren? He plays like the Russian dude in Rocky 3.
He killed himself?
Yeah. Look.
I was not expecting that at all. Austin just put "Long live the fucking queen."
Long live the fucking queen.
Dude.
No, yeah, he didn't kill himself. He's still Dolph Lundgren's still alive.
Rest in peace.
I was just lying for fun. Hey, yo, shout out for the creativity on this. This is something of like, do you guys think aesthetically you kids would fuck with this? It looks like the 24/7 live streams of doing homework and chill. You ever seen those?
Yeah, I was gonna say this looks like a new
Twitch loading screen starting soon.
Yeah. Also, respect on the Comic Sans.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
Another guy.
Yeah, you're in the clear now, Austin.
I didn't know. I was surprised no one in the band said anything to me.
Dude, I was gonna say something, but I was just like, it's too late.
It's already there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean,
it was the funniest thing ever. I woke up to a text from Jacob, the dude who made the video.
What did he say?
He was so mad. He was like, dude, what the fuck? What's up with the Fly video, bro? Why the fuck did you put Comic Sans? And I just said, because I don't like papyrus. No, I sent him back a meme that said, I'm going to put Comic Sans on your gravestone. Yeah, I didn't know people were so viscerally against comics. Like, I knew it was like a meme, but I thought people were joking. I didn't think they actually were that mad about it.
Honestly, it's a deep cut. Like,
yeah, I looked it up after because I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, if anything, the only reason it's a joke is because it's like a cool kids club. It's like ooh, I know that Comic Sans is like so overused that
totally.
Like this is so embarrassing for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like when people bring up Chris Barnes and they're like, yeah, but in OG Cannibal Corpse he was good though. I'm like, you don't have to say the internet opinion, bro. You can just say he's bad. You don't have to go, but let me throw the accolades. We're past that.
Years back, I made a show flyer and I used Comic Sans and I had no idea that it was cringe. And someone pointed it out and I was just like, what? What's the? What?
You're like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
What are you mad about?
I used Comic Sans. Is that like? Am I?
Wait. It was on the computer program I used.
Does this mean people aren't going to come to the show now?
No, the people bitching about Comic Sans don't leave their house. They're not coming to the show anyway.
Dude, yeah.
No one in person is going to go, bro, what's with the Comic Sans on that video?
I am so much smarter than you.
Yeah, Ocean's 8 Alaska is making a strong comeback with a bunch of okay songs.
I mean, honestly, man, I was not paying attention enough for that. But,
I was listening. It just feels like Oceans. Like, that was a funny transition. You're what? But, yeah, I mean, Oceans is sick. That wasn't like, if you were to show that band to somebody for the first time, you wouldn't have picked that song. is like my
Definitely
biggest takeaway.
Definitely.
And I think the video like definitely reflects they feel the same way.
For sure, they were just trying to get it out.
Yeah, they're like it's a cool video. Like I respect that. That was a fun idea, but the whole album's out, so I can't be like, well, bring me the next video because they might do a music video later, but the album's out now, so I got to listen to that on my own time after to fully get an opinion. Because I liked the short song they did to be like, the old vocalist is back. I was like, hell yeah, this is sick. He's still got it, still killing it. And then they put out the first song, and I was just like, yeah, this is fun. Like, there's some cool shit here. I feel it. But then that one, it was very like, all right, this is definitely like track 5 of 12.
Yeah, it's like it was like a race for the end of the song almost for me. Not a bad thing. I respect
just a bit
everything
forgettable. Like I think if it was on a metalcore playlist playing in the background, you wouldn't be like, God, what is this is in either way. You wouldn't think this is bad or be like, who is this? You'd just be like, metalcore.
Yeah, see, that's a weird I guess consensus that was just like, yeah.
Journeys and Hot Topic need bands to play in the background, Justin.
I can't see that band playing.
Not in Journeys, but in Hot Topic for sure.
Dude, I don't know. Hot Topic only plays fucking Falling in Reverse.
I guess they've changed now, haven't they?
Like the new A Day to Remember song.
Yeah, I guess I just had a big reality check moment where when I think of Hot Topic, I think about like the ideal moments of Hot Topic when they all had TVs in there and they would play music videos and different songs over. And so I was like, yeah, I'd play there. But now, yeah, thinking about it now, that's a totally horrible analogy I just made. Like neither of those places would play music like this anymore. I'm aging.
We'll get something. The kids will get something good eventually. If they don't
already.
What's that mean? That means we're too old to go into a Hot Topic and be like, yo, where's all the cool young new bands?
You guys got any perennial music?
Yeah. Dude, I was just talking to someone the other day.
What did I tell you about that?
I was just talking. I was just like, yo, yeah, like old people, like we're so much less likely to even seek out new music. Or old people, meaning like if you've already graduated high school, like, you know.
I thought you were talking about elders, because they're commenting on Elvis's Facebook still. Yeah, they're super not finding new music.
Yeah, well, it's a weird
it's a weird
phenomenon, right? It's like, yo, why do we just like cap out almost at a certain age where we're just like, this is enough music?
Because art is personally reflective. Like a lot of the art you listen to is how it makes you feel and not the legacy or the change. It's like people will like eras of bands because it's how it reminds them of a time of when they felt good or loved or saved, and so that's why that sticks with them so long. So these people that are in love with Elvis are like thinking about their youth. Yeah. I met my husband at an Elvis show. I love that. And we're just experiencing our version of that.
It is a reoccurring theme for some reason. The whole idea of just like, I don't want to grow up. I want to be a little boy forever.
Yeah, because at the end of that is death. That's what ultimately what we get down to.
And
is being afraid to die.
It's probably not that bad. I mean, honestly.
What, dying?
Yeah, I mean,
dying's not that bad because it's just done. It's like when your mom turns off the Xbox and you're like, I could be pissed, but it's already done. It's already off.
Now,
my game's ruined.
Like the 30 seconds before you die in like a fire, like that's a different thing. But
ultimately it doesn't matter because you're dead at the end.
At the end?
Like those moments of agony, sure, horrible.
Yes, the moments of agony.
But ultimately, I mean, at the end of that, there's nothing, right?
Who knows? I think
you sound like those people that are like, God's not real. Have faith.
No, God's definitely not real.
Have faith, Justin. How do you know?
Dude, that's the crazy thing.
He's instantly crumbled.
Dude, no, I mean, it's just like real shit. It's like anyone that says that they might have more like logic on what happens after you die, they're just full of shit. They're just like, yeah, look at my credentials. And I'm just like, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of those is more acceptable than the other. Like, I think it's easier to wrap your head around there being nothing than magic being real.
I want to be Frankenstein.
See, is that life though? That's just that's like primordial sentience. That's like starfish sentience. You're just like electricity.
Yeah. So, I guess more interesting. Yeah. Is that life or?
He develops empathy towards the end, which
is that just a dramatization? I mean, like, I want to get down to the truth, but, like, I don't think we can, which sucks because it's like, man.
You can't ask somebody once they're dead how, like, what's up? Because that'd solve everything.
Well, dude,
and that's
there's
another
so
reason
many
I don't think
people.
ghosts are real, because
there's so many people that say, like, they've died and then they came back because it was either an OD or, like...
Well, no, what happened is that they were experiencing that. Their brain released DMT, and they had a trip, and then they were resuscitated and came back and were like, guys, I saw the afterlife. Like, no, you had a crazy trip, because that's what your brain does when you die to help you cope with death, is it releases a bunch of that drug, or that chemical rather, to help you, to ease your brain in the idea of passing. Because if you couldn't, your brain would just explode. Like, your brain trying to wrap its own head around dying, I don't think it can do that. So that's why it releases this drug to be like, hey, it's all good, bro. We're just skateboarding with Jesus.
Yeah.
And but then if you are resuscitated mid that, you'd come back and be like, guys, the afterlife is cheeseburgers and fucking chocolate fondue and pussy, and like that's all it is. And it's like, no, you just had like the best trip of your life is all you had.
Dude, yeah, see, my problem with the idea of heaven is it sounds actually more like my version of hell, because...
this is a lot better with you touching your hand on your pistol over and over again as you say that.
Well, like the quote-unquote people that are going to heaven are like some of the...
Well, heaven's filled, if you read the Bible. They already hit quota a millennia ago. There's only 1,800 people that are allowed in heaven, Justin. I'm pretty sure we hit quota a long time ago.
Dude, yeah. I don't know about reincarnation either, though. We're gonna keep listening to music, y'all. Eat your heart out, 20-something.
Yeah, I fuck with this band a lot. I like consistently. They be putting out songs I fuck with, but it seems like they just don't have the backing they need. All right, as they do the most generic riff of all time.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say it now. This is one of the hardest genres to really break through.
Yeah, but this isn't usually what they sound like, so I'm a little like, this isn't where you should go when you're having a hard time getting traction. This shouldn't be the sound you then put out. Because they usually have like a more of like a metalcore with no screams vibe.
Yeah.
You know that type of genre. Not quite post-hardcore, but this like energetic instrumentals with singing. That's kind of the vibe they had, where this is more like indie rock they're going for. Which you can feel the vibe. Look at everybody trying to act like they're into this.
See, I mean, this is a good chorus, but my problem with it is it just sounds like a chorus I've heard just repackaged.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, word for word, like like even the notes and everything. Like, I'm pretty sure I've heard this. It's just repackaged a little different.
Which is so weird, because this band usually has like bangers. But maybe maybe somebody's in their corner now being like, this is what you guys got to do to sell.
Dude, I don't even know what it is anymore, because like I'm sure they like this song, right? Like I don't think they're just like trying to be famous.
But the song that gets the music video from the album, like that's where my brain goes, is that they have a full album out, and this is the one that got the music video. Well, there was a single that got out that was a lot better, but this is the second music video, and there's only 2 for the whole album.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where my brain goes, of like, do you guys feel that this is your second strongest song, or did you feel that this was maybe a marketable song because it's got that real approachability to it? Where, you know, like if somebody happens across this and this is the first band they heard of this genre, they might be like, ooh. But yeah, somebody that's listened to the genre their whole life, it's just like mad boring.
Maybe that's our problem. We've just spent too much time listening to music.
Yeah, but I'm self-aware of that though, and I can see other bands that will have that repurpose that old sound and make it still like marketable, and you could see people fucking with it. Like, this doesn't have virality feel to it, which not every song needs to, but it doesn't have like you're not gonna catch anybody's eyes with that song. Like, you have to already have been a fan to fuck with that track. At least from my perspective.
No, I think
Sleepy.
I think you're definitely right. Sleepy. Sleepy?
I'm sleepy. I'm a wee bit sleepy.
I'm going to end that last band on the note that, yeah, man, that was putting me to sleep in with Sirens. Complete collapse.
Nice. That was good, Justin. I like that transition you just made.
What transition? I was asleep.
What are you talking about?
Kellen Quinn is still just partying.
One of my favorite things of like, I don't act, is looking at your hands. Like, what are these things? Like, who would ever do that? That's
what is my reality?
That's the most like guy behind a camera. It's like, Kellen, look confused. And Kellen was like, yo, people usually look at their hands when they're confused. It's like, when have you ever woke up trash drunk, like hungover, and you were like, what are these? Hasn't drank in 20 years, writes a drinking song.
Man, yeah. I mean, I grew up loving Sleeping with Sirens, but like if I was at this party, I'd probably want to leave. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe that's the point.
If that's the point, I guess that's a good thing, right? But
yeah, who cares?
King for a day, #1 again, baby.
That's not a pizza mascot. We're still doing the pizza. What if there was pineapple on it, Justin? How cool would the pizza become?
See, that's funny because half of us don't like that ingredient on our pizza. It's a funny, agreeable. It's like you could say it at church, you know?
Right.
Law.
Did I ever tell you I made my Mormon stepsister laugh at a school shooter joke out of impulse on accident?
Did you tell her she's also going to her idea of hell?
She's already there. Being Mormon, that's already hell, bro. Because being Mormon is funny because no one's ever hit 40 as a Mormon and been like, what a good life. Not one of them.
Those Latter-day Saints, they've really been getting hit hard. By the true
yeah,
crime
it's called
recently.
karma.
Yeah, but I mean, like they're just getting like fucking beat down right now.
Man, how do you think the guy that dedicated his whole life to the brand of Mormons felt after they changed their name? He stepped outside of his store that said Mormons only or Mormons Forum, and he went, "Fuck! No!
Your shit ain't hot no more, son.
What am I gonna do? My LLC is in Mormons R Us. What am I gonna fucking do?"
Dude,
And we're still doing tube lights, huh?
I got approached by a group of kids trying to push me onto their religion, and
They're trying to push me.
dude, I was just like, man, like guys, like I'll hear you out, I'll talk to you about religion and shit like that, but like I just gotta be straight. Like, I mean, like I don't want to waste your time. Like I feel pretty secure. I feel pretty good. Like,
See, well, that's the thing about that, Justin, is that you're not. If you talk to them, you're not wasting their time because what they're doing with their lives is wasting time, and the reason they're doing that is it's a strategic move by the parents to make your kid incredibly obedient and to not have to raise them anymore.
it always fails. It almost always fails.
Yeah, because Mormonism is a bad religion. It's unless you're a guy. That's the only time. Unless you're like an adult man, being a Mormon is a bad. It's like a enslavement.
Like a bad, like fuck.
Is that girl Mormon? Yo, is that a WAP, bro?
Shoot.
Is that a white Anglo-Saxon parent? Holy shit! I'm about to respectfully bust in my pants. Respectfully, of course.
Speaking of respectfully bust, dude, I pissed myself today.
That was such a random thing.
Dude, no, I was about to go into the grocery store, but like,
and you're like, you know what'd be good right now?
I was holding this piss
Piss
for
in my
like
pants.
2 hours, and I was about to walk in. Thank God it was dark, man. Fucking, I was just
You
like,
pissed?
dude, I was like, no, I can't even
You
go.
were at the grocery store?
Dude, I was like, it's gonna be another like minute before I get in there, and I'm like, dude, I'm
Dude, how do you not just bust out the car maneuver? You just open your car door and piss in that triangle that's created.
There was too much shit going on. So
you pissed yourself.
I just started walking down the side and just like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I am soaked right now.
Just instantly to 180.
Dude, it was a lot of piss too, man.
You just let it keep going? You didn't try to cinch the hose?
I couldn't stop. That's how bad I had to piss. I drank 2 fucking giant bottles of water before I got
Bro,
on.
pissing yourself's a mentality.
Dude, I was like, the whole time I was pissing, I was just like, I can't believe I'm pissing myself right now. I can't believe this. This is ridiculous.
Your inner monologue, just sitting there dumping piss and shaking your head.
Well,
like,
dude, there's something weird about it too, because like I held it in for 2 hours, and
Right.
you're telling me the fucking last minute I can't hold it for one more minute.
Your pee wasn't on the list.
It's that weird thing, like when if you're trying to go pee, like running water, like just gets you going or something, or just like the idea that you're about to piss, just
and you're like, no, actually, I couldn't take any more liquid.
It just like triggers your piss, and I think that's what happened to me, man. I was just like that, or I just don't give a fuck.
That's why I can't go to the club, dude. People be triggering my piss all the time.
Dude, yeah. Hey. This club's fun and all, but like, where is the shitter?
There's a surprising lack of piss in my pants at this club. This club fucking sucks. There's a surprising lack of piss in my pants.
Well, Albie, it's been an interesting episode with all the piss and whatnot.
Yeah.
Any last words?
He pulls out gun. Yeah, this was fun. I hope we could get back on some sort of not like a schedule, but I hope we can do these like often. I love the podcast. It's fun to just talk and record it and take a chunk out of time to do this and check out new music, because a lot of times I'm like, I'll get to it, and then I just don't. So it's nice to have the podcast to be like, oh, finally I can listen to this and just give my unbiased
straight up
initial my reaction opinion. I love that.
Yeah, apologies everybody. It's
dude, we didn't even get to talk about movies, dude. Like that, which is crazy. That's a whole different podcast we'll have to do.
Hellraiser is the only movie you need to watch.
This year, 2022 is it's gonna go down in history as like one of the craziest horror movie years we've had in a long time.
Oh, it's that new Halloween movie you're
oh my god, I couldn't be less excited for that movie. Dude, have you seen the poster?
No.
It's Michael Myers and Laurie Strode back to back, like they're in a buddy cop movie.
They have like guns in the
air.
Yeah, like watch your sex.
Yeah, like it's gonna say a caption at the end like "trick or treat, bitch," and you're like, oh. I can't imagine. Yeah, dude. After Halloween Kills, I can't imagine that I'm gonna watch this movie and do anything but laugh my ass off at how stupid this shit is.
Dude,
I loved Halloween 2018. Halloween Kills came out, and I was like, all right, Michael Myers is no longer scary. This is funny now, and we're at that point in our lives.
Dude, yeah. That's going to be the biggest bummer for, like, the people that grew up watching that movie horror. In, like, theaters.
Enjoy and respect horror as an art form, and not just a cheap set of lazy script writing and kills. Michael Myers did a murder. The movie. Dude, just to think, like, isn't it badass that this 75-year-old woman is fist fighting a demon man?
Dude.
A guy that has been stabbed and shot and killed 100 times. What if the grandma beats him to death? Huh? Do you guys think Laurie's gonna kill Michael in the finale? She's gonna strangle Michael to death and go, "It's Morbin time." Bash his head off the ground. So that's the end of the franchise.
Dude, yeah. That's the bummer, man. I feel like it's actually going to affect how I feel about the movie initially.
Yeah. Dude, Halloween Kills did that for me. I just had a moment of like, Michael Myers has been just like ruined for me. He's no longer scary.
About due for another Spider-Man about now, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Could use a reboot.
Yo,
yeah, thanks for listening, guys. This is fun. Well, we'll talk about movies on the next one. There's just so much to talk about. This one was music and just getting back into the swang of things.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for letting us Thanks for listening to us hang out and just talk some jargon about music, get a little juice in us, and hopefully Justin won't double suey us. Please and no. Thank you, guys.
R.I.P. Fly. Thanks for listening out over all the years, y'all. We
Rest
love
in
you.
Pieces.
Have a good night, y'all.
Long live the Enchiridion.